Stories from the internet they threw me. No, they didn't even throw me, but they put me on the far shelf, like an old toy that got tired, but it seems a pity to throw it away. When I tried to find out the relationship and all the I heard in response, well, what are you, kitten? What kind of stupid doubts are roaming in your beautiful head? I'll sort things out, and we will definitely see you. And we really saw each other. Or rather, I saw him from the window of the minibus, walking along the embankment in an embrace with cases, which presented themselves in the form of a miniature dyed blonde. I don't remember how I got home, as if delirious. The veil fell from my eyes, and I realized that it was high time to remove the well-known pasta from my gullible ears and send him away. But usually you always hope for the best and try don't think bad. One wise man said, the first 72 hours are difficult, then it gets easier. Maybe this is so, but only until these 72 hours pass, you can go crazy. What I quietly did. I slowly entered a state of stupor. Pain and resentment overwhelmed me and were ready to splash out with a stream of tears. But I was so depressed that there was no strength left for sobbing. And I just lay on the couch, looking at the ceiling and listened measuredly ticking wall clock. I was brought out of this state by a knock on the door. I did not want to see anyone at that moment. Whoever it was, let him think that I am not at home. But the uninvited guest did not agree with this version and continued to ring persistently. Well, who the devil brought there? I thought, slapping barefoot to the door. She opened it. Nikita stood on the threshold and smiled embarrassedly. Hey. So I decided to come in. I saw how you were going home. And I call you on the phone. You don't pick up the phone. What happened? Nikita is my neighbor from the top floor, and, one might say, my best friend. Indeed. Although I do not believe in friendship between a man and a woman, but we are an exception to the rule. When he bought an apartment in our house, all my girlfriends said in chorus, "This is your destiny," and they reacted negatively to my timid attempts to object. Well, you are a fool. Young, with an apartment, with a car, handsome and still not married well. What else do you need? Once I was stocking up on groceries in a store near our house, and there I accidentally met a potential groom, Nikita. He graciously helped me drag heavy bags of food to the apartment in a neighborly way, and in gratitude I offered him a cup of my signature coffee with cinnamon and liquor. That's how we met. Together they began to go to the gym nearby. Rather, I started exercising before him, and he later joined me. Then, surprisingly, I began to meet him in the morning, digging around his Warhorse BMW brand almost at the same time. When I went to work, so the problem with traffic jams in the subway was solved, he kindly drove me to the office door. From the outside, we could give the impression of a couple in love, but this was not so. I did not have time to count his countless girlfriends who succeeded each other. Like pieces of glass in a kaleidoscope, Nikita could ask me anything without hesitation, such as, for example, what contraceptive pills are best suited for his new passion. Or why do some women become just bitchy on critical days? We could discuss anything with him, from the latest in women's underwear to the problems of prostatitis in men after 35 years. And so, when I saw him smiling and so dear, I suddenly wanted to be in the ring of his strong arms, cling to his warm shoulder and give vent to the accumulated tears. But instead, I suddenly remembered our recent conversation with him, when he asked me for advice on what to give to a girl who has been occupying all his thoughts for some time now, who has become special to him and, apparently, beloved. Then I could not find what to answer, but now I was standing in front of him, devastated and miserable. And I said, Nikita, remember, you asked me for advice about a gift, so give her roses, purple roses, as a symbol of love. 129 pieces. Now go, I'd better be alone. And without waiting for his reaction, she slammed the door, and I stood with my forehead pressed against the door frame, and tears ran down my cheeks. It was already getting dark outside, and the stars dotted the sky. I was sitting on the windowsill, in the dark in the kitchen, and looking out the window. They are calling again. Well, who else is there? I open the front door without asking who, and stand in a daze for a minute, and then burst into tears, for the second time in a day, but from happiness. On the landing near my doorstep there is a huge basket filled with magically beautiful purple roses. And next to me, with a bottle of champagne in his hands, is Nikita. And in his eyes I see my reflection. Our reflection,